Unmute the video. Kodaru. Maitri Kodaru.
Yeah.
I said, okay, I'm taking a moment. ඔන්න දැන් ඇහෙනවා දැන් කියන්න.
හාමුදුරනේ ඇහෙනවද?
දැන් ඇහෙනවා.
ලොකු පුතා යුනිවර්සිටි එකේනේ පොඩි එක්කෙනා ඉන්නවා එයා එනවයි කිව්වා දැන්. කව එනවයි කියලා. හාමුදුරුවෝ සනීපෙන්ද?
සනීපෙන් තමයි. මට නොවැම්බර් මාසේ උඟක් අසනීපුණානේ.
ඔව් ඊට පස්සේ රිට්‍රීට් එකට ගියානේ නේද? සොලිටරි රිට්‍රීට් එකට.
ඉතින් කෝ මේ නෝනා
එයාත් ඉන්න ඔන්න එක ඔන්න මේ පැත්තේ ඉන්න යා.
තෙරුවන් සරණයි.
තෙරුවන් සරණයි. දැන් ඔය ළමයි දෙන්න විතරයි ඉන්නේ.
අනිත් අයත් ඒවි මං හිතන්නේ. ඔව් දැන් 3යි වෙලාව. සමහරක් අය දන්නේ නැතුව ඇත්ත දන්නේ හාමුදුරනේ දවස මතක නැද්ද කොහොමද කියලා.
ඒක තමයි.
ඔන්න දැන් කනෙක්ට්
තව
වෙනවා.
කවුරු හරි කනෙක්ට් වෙනවා හාමුදුරනේ.
තව එනවා තෙසාරා එනවා. තෙසාහා. මේ කවුද මෙයාගේ දුව මේ කවුද මේ නිශාන්ත කියන එකනත් ඉන්නවා දැන් එතකොට 4 දෙනා තෙසාහා නිශාන්තයි හොන් මේ ඉන්නේ මේ දරුවා ඊ ආවා. එයා කතා කරන්නේ නැහැ. බලාගෙන ඉන්නවා. මේ ඉන්නේ තෙසාහා. තෙසාහා කොහමද?
හොඳයි.
හොඳයි දැන් මාස 3කින් 4කින් දැක්කේ නැහනේ. ඒ තාම 6 දින 5 දිනයි.
Recording in progress.
අපි පටන් ගමු. එන කෙනෙක් ආපුවා නේද?
You have to select it, Bante. Select the red one. Yeah.
ක්ලික් කරලා ෂෙයා කරගන්න හරි. So we start our Dhammapada stanzas, and those who could not come today may join some other day, but let us begin now. This is reading and response. I read, you repeat after me. Asare saramatino Sare sachar dasino Te sarang nadhigachanti Michha sankappa gochara. Okay, let me recite it word by word so that since Pali is not, you're not so familiar with Pali. Asare Saramatino Sare Cha Saradasino Te Sarang
Esara
Nadi gachanti
Adivachanti
Miccha sankappa
Miccha Sankappa
Gochara.
Gochara
Okay, once again. Asare
Asari
Saramatino
Karamatino
Sare
Sari
Saradasino
Shastra Dasino
Te Sarang
Esara
Nadi Gachanti
Adivachanti
Icha Sankappa
Miccha
Sankappa
Gochara.
Gochara
Okay, let me give the translation verbatim, word by word translation. Asare, unessential. Asare means unessential. Saramatino, finding the essential. Asare, in what is unessential. Saramatino, finding the essential. Sare, essential. Cha, Sara, Cha here, Cha and Sara become Cha Sara. Two words here together. Cha Sara. Saradasino, essential. See what is essential. Cha here, Cha and Sara become Cha. I hear you, what you call, echo. So, te means they. Sarang, essential. Na adhigacchati, this 2a, na adhigacchati become na adhigacchati. I make it easy for you to understand. Na. Na means no. Adhigacchati, finding. Miccha sankappa. Miccha, wrong. Sankappa, thought. Gochara, resort. Gochara means resort. Once again, asare, unessential. See unessential here. Saramatino, finding the essential. Matino is finding or thinking. Matino. Sare, essential. Here essential, see what is essential. Sare. Cha, Saradasino. Cha, I delete. Ab, I leave it. Cha means also. Saradasino, seeing or seeking essential. And then they, sarang, essential, na, do not here. Adhigacchati, understand, he understand. And miccha, wrong, here wrong. Sankappa, intention, here intention. Gochara, resort. That means finding the essential in what is unessential and seeing unessential in what is essential. They do not understand what is essential and resort to wrong intention. This means the person is so confused. People are so confused, they don't know how to make the distinction between what is essential and what is not essential. And therefore, they think essential as unessential, unessential as essential. That is how most people are. They don't know what is important and what is not important. They spend a lot of time on unimportant thing and forgetting the important thing. In life, you all know, there are many, many important things to do, essential things to do, worth doing things to do. But people ignore them, neglect them, don't pay attention to them, and spend a lot of time in unessential, unimportant things and waste their life, waste their time. And they resort to wrong intention. They decide to make wrong intention. And while they are doing that, they grow older. And when they look back, all the essential things have forgotten, neglected, unessential things have been done, and now they are old. They cannot do too many good things once they are old. They are physically weak, mentally weak, their thinking is weak, and so forth. So, unessential they think as essential, essential as unessential. Now this is the next stanza is just the opposite of this. Now let us go through this once again. Asare sar matino. Repeat after me.
Asare saramati
Sare cha sar dasino.
Sino
Te sarang na adhigachanti. Miccha sankappa gochara. You know, when you learn Noble Eightfold Path, we have Samma Sankappa. Samma Sankappa. Here, Miccha Sankappa. Okay, let us go to the next one. Next one is the opposite of that. Repeat after me. Sarancha. Sarato. Nyatva.
Nyatva
Asarancha. Asarato.
Sarato
Te sarang adhigachanti.
Yachanti
Samma
Samma
sankappa
Sankappa
Gochara.
Gochara.
Again. Sarancha.
Sarancha.
Sarato.
Sato.
Nyatva.
Nyatva.
Asarancha.
Asarancha.
Asarato.
Asa.
Kesarang.
Esaram.
Adigachanti.
Adigachanti.
Samma.
Amma.
Sankappa.
Sankappa.
Gochara.
Gochara.
You can see they in Pali, in English they. They in Pali, English they. Very close. Okay, let us recite again. This time I read line by line. Sarancha sarato nyatva.
Sarato nyatva.
Asarancha asarato.
Sarancha sarato.
Kesarang adhigachanti.
Saram adhigachanti.
Samma sankappa gochara.
Samma sankappa gochara.
Again. Sarancha sarato nyatva.
Saranto nyatva.
Asarancha asarato.
Sarancha sarato.
Kesarang adhigachanti.
Saram adhigachanti.
Samma sankappa gochara.
Samma sankappa gochara.
Okay. Sarancha, the essential. Sarancha is, cha means also. Yes, everywhere you find cha, that means also. Sarang, essential, also. Sarato, as essential. Nyatva, knowing. Nyatva, knowing. Asarang, unessential. Unessential. So also, asarato, in what is unessential. They, those, they, sarang, what is essential, adhigachanti, understand. Adhigachanti, understand. And then resort, samma, sankappa. Sankappa. Sankappa is right intention. Samma. Samma is right, sankappa is intention. Gochara, resort. Samma, right, sankappa, intention. Gochara, resort. Knowing the essential in what is essential, the unessential in what is unessential, they understand what is essential and resort to right intention. Now, there is a very beautiful story behind this. Now, let me tell you the story. I think you like to hear that. The story is, let me have a sip of water before I talk. When Buddha was living in Veluvana monastery, Veluvana monastery was given to Buddha by King Bimbisara. When Siddhartha Gautama, Bodhisattva, before he became Buddha, he was Bodhisattva, left home and wandering to find a suitable teacher and so forth, then he met King Bimbisara. And King Bimbisara knew Siddhartha as the son of Suddhodana and asked Siddhartha to stay there and have that kingdom. He said, no. I gave up one kingdom, why should I accept another? I don't need that. Then Bimbisara said, okay, when you find out what you want, you come back and stay here. I can make a monastery for you. So anyway, Siddhartha went and attained enlightenment, and when he returned, Bimbisara made this monastery for him. Veluvana. Veluvana means monastery in the bamboo forest. When he was there, in that area, in that kingdom, there also were two villages. One village is called Kolita, other village was called Upatissa. These are the villages' name. In Upatissa village there was a woman called Sari, and she became pregnant one day. Kolita village also there was a woman called Kolita, and she also became pregnant the same day. After 9 or 10 months, they calculate 10 months according to lunar calendar. Lunar calendar has 28 days. And therefore, in the eastern countries, they calculate the embryo grows in the mother's womb for 10 months. That is 10 lunar years, 2 lunar months. And in the western countries, they calculate solar calendar. Sometimes it has 28 and 29 and 30 and 31, not very steady. Anyway, according to western calendar, 9 months or little more or less. After that period, both of them delivered 2 babies the same day. Sari delivered the baby, Koli also delivered the baby. Then they gave names to the Sari's son as Sariputta, son of Sari. Other woman's name is Moggali, not Koli. Moggali. And Moggali's son became Moggali Putta. Sariputta, Moggali Putta. Then Sariputta is called Sariputta, Moggali's Putta is called Moggalana. Ana and Putta are the same in Pali, the same meaning, that means son. And these two grow together, Moggali Putta and Sariputta, or Upatissa and Kolita. Upatissa is Sari's son, Kolita is Moggali's son. They grew together and they were very, very good buddies, friends, like honey, like water and milk mixed together. And they played together, they learned together, they specialized in things together. And they all went to see various festivals, and during that time there was one festival called Girag Samaj. That means mountain top festival. Mountain top festival. And they went together and they had their seats next to each other. And when there was time to laugh, they laughed together. When there was time to be sad, they were sad together. When there were time to give gifts, they gave gifts together. And that went on for a long time, every year for 7 days, continuously. So after some years, these two boys grew up, matured, and one day Upatis didn't laugh when time came to laugh. He was not expressing his sadness when there was time to express sadness. When time came to give gifts, he did not give any gifts. Then Kolita asked him, why did you laugh when time came to laugh? And so forth. Why didn't you do what we have been doing together in the past? Then Upatissa said, there is nothing to enjoy. This life is very short. Anytime we can die. What is the use of looking at these things? This is just waste of time. This is not essential. This is not what we want to have to make us liberate from suffering. And Kolita also felt the same way. Then both of them decided to leave the festival. When they left the festival, during that time, they were then after leaving the festival, they were wandering here and there, going here and there, looking for a person, wise person, enlightened person, who can teach them something different to become peaceful, happy, and liberate from suffering. During that time, Buddha has given his first sermon, and then before they met Buddha's disciple, they met a teacher called Sanjaya. Sanjaya also was known, famous for his education, for his ascetic practice, and so forth. So both of them went to Sanjaya and studied his system of practice, and soon they found even his teaching was not perfect, not enough for them to liberate themselves from suffering. Then they both left him and discussed between themselves, and said, we go in 2 separate ways. If one of us finds a real teacher, he will come back and tell the other. So with this agreement, they departed. When Upatissa, Sari's son, Sariputta, when he was walking and he found somebody very serene, calm, composed, peaceful, shining, and he thought, this must be one who has some essence in him. Somebody who has found something more important. And he followed him. Then he found this person was Assaji. Assaji. Assaji is one of the 5 disciples of the Buddha. First 5 disciples, to whom Buddha gave the first sermon. Who are the five disciples? Konnanya, Bhadya, Vappa, Mahanama, Assaji. Who is Konnanya? Konnanya was the one who, when Siddhartha was a little baby, parents wanted to give him a name, and at the same time to know about the future of this baby, Siddhartha. And the parents, Suddhodana and Mahaprajapati, because Mahamaya had already passed away, called 8 learned Brahmins to tell the future of this child. 7 of them raised 2 fingers and said, this child either become a universal monarch or supremely enlightened person. Only one person, younger of all of them, was Kondanya. And he raised only 1 finger and said, this child will become nothing but supremely enlightened person. That was that Kondanya. That means Kondanya was much older than the Buddha. And now he is one of his 5 disciples. And that was the first. So, Bhadya, Vappa, Mahanam, and last one is Assaji. These are the 5 disciples. And after they attained full enlightenment, Buddha, then he had more disciples, 60 altogether. Buddha asked them to go in 60 different directions, teaching and preaching, explaining this new peaceful message to the world. And Assaji was one of them, and he was walking very calmly, peacefully, with alms bowl in his hand, collecting food for his midday meals. Upatissa or Sariputta saw him and thought this must be an enlightened person. Now is not the time to ask him questions, because he is on his arms round. So he followed him until Assaji, Venerable Assaji, got enough food and went looking for a suitable place to sit down and eat. Upatissa or Sariputta followed him. And Sariputta had water, bottle with him. And he gave him water, gave Assaji, Venerable Assaji, water to wash his hand, and he had a cloth he spread on the ground and for him to sit down. When he sat, washed his hand and ate food. When he finished, he Upatissa or Sariputta washed his alms bowl and sat down, respectfully paid respect to him, and asked him, "Sir, you look very calm, relaxed and peaceful, serene, noble, and I found you are shining. I think you have some special message, and I'm wondering, who is your teacher?" Venerable Assaji knew that this person is a very intelligent person, and therefore, and also a very proud person, and therefore I should not reveal everything to him. And he simply said, my teacher is the Buddha, fully enlightened being. And then Upatissa or Sariputta asked him, what does he teach? Then Asaji said, I don't know very much, I am newly ordained, I know very little, and that little I can tell you. Then he said, Venerable Sir, I don't need too much detail. If you simply give me the essence, in brief, I will understand it in 1,000-fold ways. Please tell me, what is the essence? So he said, in Pali, ye dhamma hetu pabhava tesang hetun tathagatu vaha. Whatever arises has a cause, and my teacher told us the cause also. Whatever arises has a cause, and my teacher also told us what the cause is. Only this much Sariputta heard and attained the first stage of enlightenment called stream entry. And after that, Venerable Asaji completed the whole stanza reciting the last line. Last line is, Esang hetu tathagatoha tesanche yo nirodho evang vadi mahasamano. This, whatever arises has a cause. He told us the cause, and also he taught us when the cause ceases, results also come to an end. Tesancha yo nirodho evang vadi mahasamano. That is my teacher. With this, Sariputta became so happy. He attained the first stage of enlightenment. He paid respect to him and said, Venerable Sir, I have a friend. I must give him this message, so please forgive me. I want to take leave of you. And he paid respect and left. And then he went looking for his friend. Who is for friend? Kolita. Moggallana. Moggali's son. Kolita. And Kolita saw Sariputta coming, or Moggallana saw Sariputta coming, and from a distance Moggallana knew, today my friend's face is shining, bright, he looks very happy, I am pretty sure he must have found the truth. So he met Venerable Sariputta and asked him why he was so happy. Sariputta told him the story and then said, come, let us go to Asaji. They went to Venerable Asaji, and Asaji also explained things to him. And then, this is the important part, then both of them decided to go to Sanjaya, the first teacher, whom they both left. They went to Sanjaya and told Venerable Sanjaya. Sanjaya also is respectable ascetic, practicing asceticism, meditation, with a lot of, about 500 students he had, and so he was very highly respected person. So Sariputta and Moggallana went to him again and said, Venerable Sir, we found a really enlightened person. First we found Asaji. He is a disciple of great Buddha. And therefore, we like to invite you to go with us to Veluvanarama to meet this Buddha. Sanjay said, well, I am a teacher of 500 disciples. I don't like to be a student of somebody else. Then Sariputta and Moggallana told Sanjaya, Venerable Sir, he is a very wise person, fully enlightened person. Don't you like to meet the wise person? Then Sanjaya said, in the world, are there more fools and or more wise persons? Then Sariputta and Moggallana said to us, Sanjaya, Venerable Sir, the world is full of fools. There are not too many wise persons. So Sanjaya said, well, you wise people go to wise person. I will stay with the fools. Let the fools come to me. I will stay with the fool. So he found unessential as essential and essential as unessential. So, although he heard the Buddha was enlightened being, he did not find the Buddha more important to him, and therefore he stayed with the student. So anyway, Sariputta and Moggallana requested him 3 times to go with them. 3 times he refused. And then they all went to see the Buddha. Buddha was, and 250 of Sanjaya's disciples followed Venerable Sariputta and Moggallana. Sariputta and Moggallana had not become monks yet. Still they were lay person, attained extreme entry level. And with these 250 Sanjaya's disciples, they went to Veluvanarama. Then at that time, Buddha was giving a sermon to bhikkhus, bhikkhunis, upasakas, upasikas. And when the Buddha saw them coming towards him, he said, my 2 chief disciples are coming. Then those other monks were offended. They said, how come Buddha seems to be prejudiced, biased, because there are 5 ascetics who were his first 5 disciples. Then there were 30 young men, and there are the 500 students, and Kasyapa brothers, Gaya Kasyapa, Nadi Kasyapa, Uruvela Kasyapa, they have 1,000 students, and they are with the Buddha long before Sariputta and Moggallana came. And therefore Buddha, instead of making one of them or 2 of them his 2 chief disciples, he decided to give chief discipleship to Sariputta and Moggallana, who are still coming towards him. Then Buddha said, monks, it is true that they have been here before, Sariputta and Moggallana, but they have not made great parami, practice of perfection like Sariputta and Moggallana. They have practiced, they have given, they have done a lot of meritorious deeds, acquired merits, not to become Sariputta, 2 chief disciples. They acquired merits to become arahantship, attain arahantship. And that's what they got. But these 2 disciples have practiced perfections to become my two chief disciples. And so the Buddha appointed them as two disciples. And since then, Sariputta was Buddha's right-hand disciples, Moggallana was his left-hand disciples. This is Sariputta Moggallana's story, and Sanjaya's unwise decision. And the stanza tells us how Sanjaya selected unessential as essential and rejected essential as unessential. So that is the story behind. Let me go back to the stanza again, and this time I like you to first recite after me and then recite together with me. I think by then you should be able to memorize all this. You see, especially young ones. Okay, let us recite it. Asare saramatino
Asare
Saramatino
Sare cha saradasino
Saradasino
Te sarang nadigachanti
Saranga Adhigachanti
Michcha sankappa gochara
Sankappa Gotara
Again. Asare saramatino
Asare
Saramatino
Sare cha asaradasino Sare cha asaradasino
Saradasino.
I'm sorry, I recited the wrong one. Asare saramatino Sare cha
Saradasino.
saradasino. What is this? This is 12. This is 10. Okay. Asare saramatino Sare cha asaradasino Sare cha Sare cha asara Sare cha A is missing here. Asaradasino, right. I made a mistake in typing. Let us recite again. Asare saramatino
Saramatino
Sare cha asaradasino Te sarang na adhigachanti
Adhigachanti
Michcha sankappa gochara
Sangappa Gotara
Okay, let us recite together line by line. Okay, start. Asare saramatino Sare cha asaradasino Te sarang na adhigachanti Michcha sankappa gochara. Now can you recite it yourself looking at the stanza on the screen?
Sare Saramatino Sare Cha Saradasino Saramna Adhikachanti Gopara
Very good. Very good. Go to the next one. Number 12. Okay. Sarancha sarato nyatva
Saratonya
asarancha asarato
Asarato
esarang adhigachanti
Aram Adi Shanti
samma sankappa gochara.
Sakapagochara
Again. Sarancha sarato nyatva
Sarancha Saratanyatva
asarancha asarato
Sarancha Sarato
esarang adhigachanti
Saram Adhyachanti
samma sankappa gochara.
Samma Sankapagochara
Now recite together with me. Sarancha sarato nyatva asarancha asarato te sarang adhigachanti samma sankappa gochara. Now you all recite together.
Asarancha Sarato Te Adhyachanti Samma Sankapagochara.
Very good, very good. Now, next week, I have 2 more stanzas. Next week, we start with this one. Yata agarandu chatang. There is also a story behind that. Every 2 stanzas in this chapter, this one chapter, every 2 stanzas, there's one story. And then, there are 10 stories for 20 stanzas. In this chapter, there are 20 stanzas. Okay? We must know how to delete this slide. Okay. Children, there are big children and small children. Now, let us spend few minutes in meditation. We don't have too much time, but at least 10 minutes meditation. Okay? I close the slide and start meditation. You show me how to follow.
Yes.
Okay. I save this.
Yes.
Okay. These are very little children. This and this. And this is other child. Okay. At this time, we all sit together in a comfortable position and try to focus our mind on our breathing. When we focus the mind on the breathing, we must remember the breath is the most essential thing in our life. Breath is called body conditioner. The Buddha called the breath body conditioner, kaya sankhara. Why it is called body conditioner? Because it conditions the body, bringing oxygen to charge red blood cells that comes to heart, which pumps this blood to the lungs, and then lungs will recharge this blood cells with oxygen that we breathe in when we breathe in. When we breathe in, what we breathe in? Oxygen. And that goes all over the body. That is how the body is conditioned. And therefore, the breath is the most essential and purest object of meditation. It doesn't belong to a religion, country, tradition, provision, diplomats, politics, and so forth. And also it is very easily available, easily transportable. Wherever we go with the breath. And breath is also pure, unmixed with other things. Of course, these days you can find some other unhealthy particles, but normally breath is very pure oxygen. So we breathe it in. While breathing in, we pay attention to the breath and notice the breath touching our nostrils and leaving and going into the lungs and coming out through the breast, through the nose, touching the nostrils and leave. Once it is left, we don't know where it goes and we don't worry about what happens to the breath after we breathe in and out. And simply pay attention to it. When the breath is long, we become aware of the long breath. When we exhale, the long inhaling becomes long exhaling. After a while, breath becomes short, that is short inhaling, short exhaling. Then we become fully aware of the entire breathing, and then the breath becomes calm, relaxed and tranquil. At the same time, body becomes calm, relaxed and tranquil. And then we experience great deal of peace. There are a lot of things to say about it, but for now, this much we remember and try to focus the mind on our breath. Okay? Let us spend about at least 10 minutes. That for 12 minutes. May all suffering beings free from suffering. May all fear struck be free from fear. May all grieving be free from grief. So too may all beings be, from the highest realm of existence to the lowest. May all beings arisen in these realms, with form and without form, with perception and without perception, be released from all suffering and attain to perfect peace. Excellent, excellent, excellent. This is our metta wish at the end of our meditation, and I hope you continue your practice and see you next Sunday. If you have any question, you can ask me now. If not, we close the session. Okay?
Thank you, Bhante. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
This is it. Okay?
Yes, Bhante.
Okay.
Thank you,
There's
Bhante.
the husband. Okay. All right? Okay. Thank you. Bye.
Bye, Bhante.
Everyone saranai.
Okay.